In case anybody's, bored of fireworks and shit. Right? Or if you're like me, like my daughter really can't stand them. Like, she's just terrified of them. Just hates loud noises. Um, so we kind of don't do them anymore. Like it's sort of like a. Oh god, it's fucking orange is still there. So we haven't been able to really. We haven't done fireworks for a couple years now. A few years ago when we went down to Disney, she was 4 at the time, and for our first night, we actually, they call it a fast pass, but it's really just like a special area for you to sit in for the fireworks. You can choose it for the electric light parade or whatever, and then you just stay there for the fireworks. I think that's how it worked. Or you had to choose both. I forget, but I think it was just pick one and just stay there. So we did that. The first night. Sorry, I'm just trying to think which yellow I need. I need yellow medium, I think. That's light. There we go. So we did that the first night we were down there. And then a few nights later, we had the dinner with the princesses at the castle. And we had one of the later ones, actually. So what I didn't realize about that is that when you get out, if you're getting out during the fireworks, guess fucking what? You are front and center. There is no moving from there. Like, because you come out of the castle, and you are looking at a sea of people that are sitting down right in front of you, waiting for those fireworks, and you have no fucking way of getting past them. So we had to watch them again, as much as Sophia didn't want to, and this time we were closer. So that was fun. I don't think she's ever forgiven me. She's very funny. She's got such bravado sometimes. She could be a colossal pain in your ass. And then, like, certain things will just make her clam right up. And that Disney trip was one. We knew it was going to be that way, too. We're like, she's either going to absolutely love it, or she's going to be a mess the whole time. And we just were betting which one we were going to get. We unfortunately got the mess. Made it a little hard for her and for everyone else to enjoy it. Let's just put a little bit of that green in there again, too. Mix that right on there. Just to give it that same creepiness. Mr. Al, how many licks does it take to get to the Stockley Center of Tootsie Roll Pop? Mr. Al, how many bites does it take to? You're freaking me the fuck out, dude. Seriously, like, look at your face. Now, I will say this. I kind of blame the, pain in the acidness of us, I guess. It's not really a word, but that's the way I put it. The, almost entirely on the fact that our flight was delayed by an absurd length of time. Like, we got a call in the morning that our flight was there were technical issues with our flight, and that they expected it to leave several hours late. But they're going to try to give us another plane, so be sure to arrive on time, otherwise we weren't leaving, you know? We'd have all sorts of... We'd have to pay for reschedulings and all that bullshit. So I'm a cheap bastard, so we got to the airport, you know, extra early for our normal flight time, which meant we were sitting around the airport for hours. And so yeah, I think it just led to so much nervous anticipation, you know, that it just ended up, once it became reality, it just, you know, like consumed her. Alexa, skip. Like, and it's funny too, because she had such this weird back and forth kind of thing going on, where so it was just like one of those things where I think she got flooded with stuff, because there would be times where, you know, like little, very easy rides, like Ariel's Adventures or whatever they call it. You know, it's the Adventure of the Little Mermaid or whatever the hell it is. That was the first ride we were going to go on the next morning. She wouldn't even go near it. Would not go near it. Now she'd seen a preview of it online. I let the kids watch some like the videos of, you know, what the rides are like, so they could get. Cause again, trying to shake a little, a few nerves there, but apparently it backfired on me, because she knew the witch was in there, and she didn't want to see the scary sea witch. Now, what got really weird was right next to that is Ariel's grotto, where you get to meet Ariel, and she would not go in there at all. So that was a bit strange to me. I couldn't even get her into there. Even after I showed her pictures, like we came out, it's me, my son, and my oldest daughter, Alexis. We were able to show, here, look, it's Ariel in there. Do you want to go in? I'll take you in right now if you want to see her. You know, nothing. And when we went to the Dinner Princess that night, or the Princess Dinner that night, yeah, the Dinner Princess that night. You speak English more gooder than anyone I know. We get to the dinner, we're going to the castle now. We had gotten that Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique thing done for her, so she was all dolled up, like, super crazy. She's actually dressed up as Snow White, even though, like, this is right after Frozen came out, so everybody else was Elsa, you know. Let's try this. Go into that. The yellow ochre. Let's give it a different tone. And we actually think that ended up getting her a little extra attention from some of the princesses, because they go through a room and it's literally Elsa's and Anna's everywhere. And then they came to our table and there's this little Snow White, the only Snow White in the room, Snow White sat down with us, and we'd been watching her across the room, and she didn't really do that to anybody else, So she sat down, and we had little pictures with the palace pets, and so they she's pointing out, oh, this is my bunny, whatever the hell the bunny's name is, I don't remember. But it's kind of funny that I guess they're forced to know that stuff, and and yeah, it was neat. It was interesting. I was just kind of shocked by it, how well they did. It was funny too, because since she had the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique thing done, and she looked so adorable. The like some of the international tourists and stuff there. That like you always have like the Brazilian tour groups in the summertime. They want pictures, so they were all like, "Can we take pictures?" And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." Sure, pose. And they pose with her, and that's cute. People want them one and they need it young time. What they want when they want and they want it all the time. But like I said, we're trying to go into the castle, and here she is all dolled up, all nice and neat. And we start walking to the castle. I don't want to go in. 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 And she's crying. We're like, this is dinner. We're eating. I am hungry. We are going in this castle. I don't want to. She comes around the corner. There's Cinderella. Stops dead. Understand? If I have to be barefoot and brain dead, hard to keep you in my world. Oh, girl, take off your shoes. That's all I want to do to you. What is I gotta do? You're swearing we do. And I don't even it'll be possessive. Now would you? You preach about loving, you know it is to blame. That's why I can honest you and not even feel ashamed. You susceptible to flattery and games, not in the games. Now you submit to the fact that money was your name. Happy birthday, Jackie. It's always nice that they throw fireworks for you on your birthday. The whole community gets together to wish you happy birthday with fireworks and everything. Now your neighbors can start doing it. In fact, my neighbors, I think, are starting to do it. Just hear them. It's much more of a celebration now. Like I said, people are allowed to buy fireworks themselves now, and this Pennsylvania, that's great. Can't tell you how thrilled I am about that. Especially when my neighbor's like 2 houses down. They have a friend that comes by. I call him the man-child. and he was notorious for launching fireworks when they were illegal here. So they all get. Come away, go to the Rabbit Show, come away, go to the Rabbit Show. Ragged. Wade out into the water with me. We're drowning on dry land. Come on, wade out into the water with me. Jump in and take my hand. Run away with the traveling show, run away with the rambling gypsy, oh, run away with the traveling show, run away with the rambling gypsy, oh. Run away. Come on and wade way out into the water. We're drowning on dry land. Come on and wade. That's true. Our cats start freaking out this time. Like I said, my man-child neighbor, he's not really, he doesn't live there, but a visitor to my neighbor's house. So he starts launching them. And they all seem to have forgotten that there's actually, like, you know, work nights now. Drowning on dry land. Come on and wade way out into the water with me. Come on and wade way out into the water with me. We're drowning on dry land. Come on and wade way out into the water with me. Come on and wade way out into the water with me. We're drowning on dry land. Yeah, no. This whole week was stupid because of that. It's like, hey, I gotta work Monday, Tuesday, go back, shit, you know. Thursday and Friday. We're all working technically real hours, but then again, half the people aren't there, so then you're always constantly trying to find the next person that you can talk to try to help with whatever. Like for me, for my 8 customers, you know. Alexa, skip. Gary, what's happening? Jealousy? Practically everything. Fighting vain. Why should it be true that I get a kick? I'm sure that if I took it would bore me to riff. Yet I get a kick. Every time I see you. There's definitely some touch up I got doing that little L. Fucked him up good. Do not. It's just about. Though admittedly, I haven't had any audio hallucinations in a while, so. Alexa, skip. But there was a short time when I literally was hearing the voices of some of my sales engineers and my customers actually in my living room. Like I was trying to go to bed and I could hear these bastards talking. like extra condensed in here too right now. The wife's had all this stuff down at the pool for, asshole or whatever for a while now, and I've been enjoying the extra space. And then because we're going away next week, she brought it all home. So now I'm trapped by like big floats and chairs and all sorts of shit that I thought I wouldn't have to worry about until like September. That's funny that if you go back to Siemens a little bit. Now they made us. There's a Siemens social network that we are required to be a part of in my division, at least. My sister was able to ignore it in hers, but for low voltage customer service, we were forced to join it. We had to create a profile. We had to do all this, with a picture and everything. All right. And I was this close to using another Goya as my profile picture, which was going to be Saturn devouring his children. So I was like, I want to leave, but I don't want to get fired. And they may consider that in poor taste. But I think I could have defended it because at the time it was actually my profile picture on Facebook too. So I think I could have been like, this is what I use. But what's brilliant about that stuff, about the Siemens social media network, the reason they wanted us to join it was that they wanted to be able to start sending critical, really important, notifications out to us, so this way we'd get them faster or something. So now what happens, I haven't logged on to the thing since I made my profile. I have never been into it again. I don't even know how to get there again. If someone doesn't send me a link. And but what happens is that when they send a message through there, it automatically sends you an email anyway. So instead of sending the fucking email directly, they post it on there, and then it goes to everybody's email. So just using the already existing mailing list that would have had everybody on there. I'm not joking when I say that company trips over itself to find ways to do things less efficiently. I am going to try desperately to finish this thing before I leave. I'm not sure how I'll pull it off, but Here's some of the pops. At least tonight, I can, usually when we're playing the Delco game, fireworks or gunshots, around this time of year, the odds are increased that it's actually fireworks. That's nice. I want to play for you. I'm a double. I'm making a Funkatech Incorporated. I'm making some funky things to play with. Wind me up, baby. And what the? Wind me up. What? Pull the string now. You got to pull. You got to pull the string now. It's all time, baby bubba. 14 karat. Get it, child. Funk away. Double. Stereophonic, funk producing, disco inducing, magnetic funk receptor. Oh, I'm perfect for relevancy. Wind me up. Pull me on your credit charge, baby. And no extra expense comes this remote control unit. Oh yeah, I'm programmable. One heck of a doll, baby bubba. Zilla! My father got some funky things to play with. Trademark Funkatech Incorporated. Pull my string, I'll dance, I'll sing, I'll play. Pump me up, I'll dance, I'll sing, I'll play with you. Be yours. Oh, baby, Baba. Play for you now. Uh-oh. Russia's starting to fray. Boogie, boogie, baby, if you want to see me boogie, all you gotta do is wind me up. Don't let it cry. Don't you make that cry. Yeah, but don't do some more. Play for you now. So here. Redstone Rockstar doll, baby, bubba. For all seasons. But I have in personal relationships. Wind me up. Wind me up. Get it. Get it, child. Right up FAR. Funky things to play with. Put my string on, then I'll sing. Ooh, Zilla! Funk producing. perfect for love, you see. Let him boogie down. I'm a boogie woogie baby. If you want to see me boogie, all you gotta do is wind me up. Yeah, me too. Kind of regret not going and getting my teaching certification now. It's too late at this point. It's kind of why I wanted to start doing this. Because at least this way I can kind of, if I ever get to the way I want it to be, which is that I would want people to start, like, even a few, just start painting along, working off of a similar subject, if not the exact same subject. Like, I'll post, that reminds me, I forgot to post the photos. There we go. The only reason I didn't, maybe it would help if caps lock was on. Right, like during school. I mean, I started the teaching program. Let's see if this will work. It didn't work last time. There we go. Okay. Was because I didn't feel right. Looking at some of the teachers that I had in at the University of Arts, it didn't feel right to me teaching and having not really done anything before teaching it. You know what I mean? Like, artistically. In other words, I wouldn't want to get my certification, have to quick run to hopefully get hired somewhere as a sub, go through all that rigmarole that has to take place now to get a teaching job, and then get my master's again quick, and now I'm focused so much on the teaching that the pursuit of the art career goes to the side, and now I'm teaching art, and I have no means of telling the students how to be successful in it. Of course, now doing this, hoping, like I said, to hopefully to one day get students in here, but then at the same point, I've never done really anything successful in art. So I'm still doing it, but... And most of my friends were convinced I'd be an art, teacher Nazi. Bobby, where is your homework? My dog ate it. Very interesting. 'Tis a can! I most certainly would not have been going into anything younger than high school. I knew that. I figured at least at that point I would have kids I could tell that were serious about art, and those that were just doing it to get an easy pass, and those people would find themselves not getting an easy pass. Pretty much, yeah. My little group at school had so many running gags about me as a teacher. So the most common one was the "to the kiln" bit, where I'm sending all the students, and eventually got to the point where my entire class was, being toasted in the ceramics kiln. Like I've run out of students to take the other students to the kiln. Mind you, this is also on the exact opposite times that, like, we'd have this conversation, and then me and my buddy Davin would have conversations about invading France, because they have the French army, so they're just naturally going to surrender. But the problem being, then, you're the leader of France with the French army. So if someone invades, you have to surrender. So that broke down to basically me and Davin regularly on a week-to-week basis invading France. Just basically trading off between each other. The worst part of all this is, too, these conversations were held completely, and I mean this completely, without the influence of drugs or alcohol. If those had been involved, at least people go, well, you were drunk or stoned or whatever. Nope. Drank very rarely when I was in college. And when I did, I was working at the restaurant. And my tips got better. And I don't understand how that happened. There's my career advice for any budding artists. If you're waiting tables, get drunk while you're working. Get friendly with the bartenders. Just make sure one of them's not my brother. Because he will make drinks that will fuck you up. Not purposely, just he had no idea what he was doing. Oh, Dave was horrible. Dave was just absolutely horrific. Thank God he didn't work for more than like 2 days for Bellissimo. He begged me to get him the job. I think it was when he was going through the police academy. And my boss Rasa, she was extremely skeptical. But Rasa and I were cool, and I'm like, Rasa, no, my brother's cool. Don't worry about it. He knows. He throws these parties. He knows. He mixes the drinks there all the time for his friends. He knows how to make drinks. So the first night he worked, Mom and Dad came in, and they were going to buy some drinks at the bar from, their older son, and then they were going to have me, their younger son, wait on them. So they go to the bar, and they saddle up there, and, Dad orders a VO and 7. Okay? So now, before I worked at the restaurant, I mean, I never made drinks or anything like that, but even once I started working there, I would know, VO and 7, okay, VO and 7 up, okay. I knew that. Dave thought he meant Seagram's VO and Seagram's 7. So he mixes 2 types of Canadian whiskey. And yeah, Dad took 1 sip. he didn't watch Dave make it, so he had no idea what was going on. He didn't want to send it back, and run into any issues. So Dad takes 1 sip, leans over to my mom, and goes, "You're driving home." He makes this shit like this. I'm done. I had to kindly point out to him that there actually is a little book they keep there. So if you get a drink that you're not familiar with, like. But he was over pouring anyway, so yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I think if you still mention that to my dad, he'll actually shiver. Just, we got like quick flashback. Oh shit! Missing part of a leg. Okay. Use that one here. Okay. Well, actually, it's gonna have a little bit of these in it. This leg's like. Go ahead and thin it out a little. Oh yeah, no, that's one of the reasons he didn't come back very quickly. They were like, oh, we got it, they did the counts, and they were like, something's off after Dave's first night. All right, I'll see you, Jack. Happy birthday again. Get in there. Quite got all the way full up here. And some of these near the wings and stuff I expected because I was trying to be cautious, but now I'm seeing all these little holidays. Floaters. Definitely noticing a downside to the way I've got these currently arranged. Truth be told, I guess I could probably drop the canvas a little bit, bring it closer to me. So I can choose the. It's up so high because I used to have it back on this camera in the back it's focused on the paints. Could probably adjust it now. Don't worry about it next time. Next time I'll forget and I'll be up here. Why the hell can I see any of these? All these little moments there. Alexa, skip. This is Night of Taiko Drum Night. Go home. Hey. So who's here? All night on a drink of rum. Stuck banana till the morning come. Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and we won't go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and we won't go home. Said it, me said it, me said it. Black tarantula. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. Miserere. Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Teo, Teo, did I come? I think we're getting there. What time is it? Maybe I wasn't. Shouldn't have been as first. Alexa, skip. I am going to try to get in here a little bit early tomorrow night too. I think that'll help. If I can get in here by 7:30, like I did tonight, I think that'll be all right. A little half hour will make a huge difference. And in the absolute worst case, I know it won't make my wife happy at all because I'm sure she wants me to load the car up Friday and do all the other shit to get ready to go. But if I can get in here for even like an hour Friday, if we're that close. Every time I move my finger, oh, lucky me, can't you see I'm in love? Life is a beautiful thing. As long as I hold the string, I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let it go. I got this world on the string, sitting on a ring. Life is a beautiful thing. As long as I hold the string, I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let it go. Alexa, skip. There we go. I hear a voice from the back of the room. I hear a voice cry out. You want something good? Well, come on a little closer, let me see your face. Yeah, come on a little closer by the front of the stage. Yeah, Ted, come on a little closer, I got something to say. Yeah, come on a little closer, wanna see your face. You see, met a devil named Buena Buena. In case anybody's wanted to see. Fresh cut, yep. It's a little shorter, actually, than I was expecting it to be. There was a little miscommunication between myself and my barber, who is my wife. Because I see no point in wasting money when I'm just shaving my head, basically. But, what I had wanted to have done was I wanted one on the sides here, to about where you can sort of see the line. Then I wanted to have it be like a 2, kind of going around here, and then a 4 on top. Because we tried to do once a 1 and a 4 before, and it looked a lot like John Barenthal's Punisher. And my wife did not find it funny when I was running her house going, "Aah!" She didn't find that very amusing. I thought it was funny as hell. But I was told I was wrong. You know, I probably blew up the mic, didn't I? So we figured that if I have like a midway, point, it'll look fine. But when I was trying to explain to her what she had to do, she just started taking the 2 and went on the top. I was like, "You went on the top with the 2, didn't you?" She goes, "Yep." And I said, "That's not what was supposed to happen." She goes, "Wait, what was I supposed to do?" And I was like, "That's supposed to be a 4 up there. That's why I did it with the 4 earlier." Because before we even started, I hit the 4 and just went everywhere. So that's really all she had to do is the sides. But she went on the top. So now it's just a 1 and a 2. Down, get down. Get 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 down, get down. Down. I know this isn't like on it, but it's making me think about the Luke Cage soundtracks. Can we just talk about how fucking good they are? We've just started season 2. We were trying to wrap up season 2 of Hemlock Grove, which my wife and I dug. It's a very weird show if you're not familiar with it. It's very cool, but like I said, it's very weird. Especially by season 2. Shit gets really bizarre. But just even last night, just the first episode, it's just like, I can hear it already. I'm going, damn it, they knocked it out of the park again with their soundtrack. Like, the music in that's just so fucking good. I mean, I think I'm going to stick with Daredevil as my absolute favorite of the Netflix shows. But Luke Cage is definitely a close second. I have to say that. And Jessica is a close third. Just because on the emotional level, what they make that character go through and what, Kristen Ritter as an actress has to do. It's just phenomenal. Like I said, we're only one episode in. I'm sure we'll probably watch the second one tonight. Depending on what time I decide to wrap this up. If not, we'll be watching over our vacation. So we're bringing our Chromecast with us. Oh, Missy Ellen. Time exclusive. Is it worth it? Yes, sir. Yes, yep. I could show ya. Tell ya. I told ya. So I could call ya. Girl, you can call me over. Not on the bed, let me on the sofa. So you don't shave my chocha. Don't know you do it, won't you? Go downtown, need it like a vulture. See my hips and the whips on ya. See my hips and the whips, don't ya? Lost a few pounds on the waist for ya. Rapata, ratatata, ratatata. Sex me so good, say blah blah blah. I need a glass of water. It's good to know ya. Put things down, flip it and reverse. This flippin' nipper flap nip. You want a big cock? Let me search. This flippin' nipper flap nip. Get your nails done, get a pedicure, get your hair did. Don't I look like a Halle Berry poster? See the Belvedere playing tricks on ya. That's how I'm better. I'll make you hot as Las Vegas weather. What definitely is better? Give you what you want. Let's go. Snap, dip, flap, nap. Girls, get that cash. Yes. Do one thing. Just make sure you have it again. You want to talk. Bum, 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 bum. Snap, flap, flap. How to? Good call. Holy diver. I won't lie, I see my own cat in this thing here. Well, one of them. I was kind of pissed off. The fuck you looking at, look. You know what I mean? Holy dive! You've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, what's been crawling on me? Ride the tiger. You can see his stripes, but you know it's green. Oh, don't you see what I mean? Holy diver! Yeah. Shiny diamonds. Something is coming for you. Look out! Race for the moment. Behind the sun, do you see the light? Oh, we will pray it's alright. Between the velvet lines, there's a truth that's hard to steal, yeah. Life's a never-ending wheel, I say. Star of the masquerade, no need to look so afraid. Straight from the tiger. Nothing's clean. out in the midnight sea. Oh, what's becoming of me? No, no, right the time. See, it's what you know makes clean. See what I mean? Gotta get away. Get away. Gotta get away. Just want to see how it looks to you guys. You're the one that's clean. Only diver. It's a little out of focus again, isn't it? Okay, well, let's try to get it back into focus. Better like this, or better like that? Oh, better like that, I think. All right. Let's see, about an hour and a half or so left to go. We got a shot. We got a shot at this. It's not going to be an easy one. But it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Let's put it that way. It's important to make sure he looks pissed off. Opera. Luck. And I'm cool like that. 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 I can do here. One a little thick on that. If we go back in from the edges. That's better how I told man Cleopatra Jones. I'm chill like that. I'm chill like that. I'm chill like that. Shit. Boom, 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 boom. Just like an image person. ride like that. Look like that. I'm fat like that. I swing like that. Stuff like that. I swing like that. Yeah. Make sure I just keep. My content must follow. Content must follow your guidelines. I'm my own man. You can't tell me what to do. I know, it's terrible walking. I hope if I keep practicing, it'll get better. And then everyone will be like, wow! What a walking. You know, they always make me dance. Every goddamn movie. Bow wow wow yippee bow wow yippee. And that dog right there out there on the street. I breathe, nothing but a dog in me. I feel like that. Why must I chase the cat? This would have been a lot cooler if it was on when I was like working on him. That'd have been pretty kind of funny, you know, like I was chasing the cat. I mean, I get that he's talking about, you know, vagina, but. Cause I feel like that, why must I chase the cat? Nothing but a dog in me. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Dog in me. What Tony Gaga? Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? No mother dog in me. So just make I move that a little bit. I feel like why must I chase the cat? But the dog in me. Why must I feel like that? Why must I Chase that cat. Alexa, skip. Another little holiday. Take that out. Little straighter area right here. There we go. Straighten that up. I gotta be honest, this guy's like my favorite right now. I don't know why my voice cracked. I guess we're going through second puberty. Started going funky. That's no good. Okay, my hand just went funky in two directions then. That's not good. Hello. Dolly, well, hello. Dolly, it's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell. Dolly, we can tell. Dolly, you're still growing, you're still growing, you're still growing strong. We hear the room swaying when the band's playing one of your old favorite songs from way back when. Take her lap, fellas, find her an empty lap, fellas. Dolly, you'll never go away. Dolly, you'll never go away. I think I mentioned this before. I used to work for someone named Dolly at a tuxedo shop. And it was like every day someone would come in. Hello, Dolly. I wanted to look at her like, don't you ever get tired? At what point do you just go, I heard it before? Hello, Sax. This is Francis. Louis, it's so nice to see you back where you belong. You're back on top. Oh, Louis, never stop. Louis, you're still singing, you're still singing, you're still going strong. You've hit the room swaying when you started playing one of your great songs. All songs from way back when. Blow your horn, Louis. Sing up a great big song, Louis. Promise you won't go away. Promise you won't go away. Promise you won't go away again. Oh, yeah. Showing a little life here, though, now, aren't they? Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of that yellowish color. Just a little bit. I need a little bit more than that, apparently. That's enough. Yowzers. This isn't picking up at all. I should ask, anybody here play the game House Flipper? So I was playing it. I actually wanted to be in here much sooner, but I was playing that game and I was caught kind of trying to hunt out like 5% dirt in one room. In one of the like little extra task ones, like not the actual flipping of a house. Well, I flipped my second house today, and I made $16,000 profit on it from the burned out house one. It's not bad, right? I'd love to hear what other people like pull off with that. I mean, it's terrible. Maybe I'm just awful to him. I don't know. But I thought that was a good amount of profit. You know, for a fake house. No game I gotta get back to at some point. I haven't played it in a very long time. Was South Park: The Fractured Butthole. That game was a trip. I love the first one. The first one, Stick of Truth, was goddamn amazing. If I had such feeling, I would lose my soul the way I do. I don't have to think. I don't have to do it. It's also always perfect, and that's all new. Do I hear my voice sprinkled with emotion? I can't see the end of me, my whole expanse. I cannot see formulate infinity, stored deep inside of me. Losing my, if I had to touch feeling, I I would lose my soul the way I do. I'm not fake. I only have to do it. Also, it's perfect, and that's all. My voice, spoken with emotion. I gotta say, I was thrilled this morning when I came downstairs. Kindergarten Cop was on. I haven't seen that movie in years. That was a great movie. My son came up from the basement while I'm watching it. Why is Arnold Schwarzenegger a kindergarten teacher? I'm like, because the movie Kindergarten Cop. I'm like, it's a big fire. My McAfee password protection is expired. Oh. It's a weird little trade-off we're doing here. I mean, when you look at some of this, am I losing something by not making these guys pop out? You know what I mean? Am I? I don't know. I personally dig it. I like the way that they, you know, like there's some darkness right here. These guys are faded. You know there's something creepy there. And then as they come out, you know. I don't know. I dig that. I think it looks alright. I might actually... I'm going to adjust this one's eyes a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more of that yellow in there. I mean, I'm just dabbing the brush here. I'm just thinking it needs a little bit more. The other direction with this little guy back here, I'm going to go a little more orange. My mind, there's nothing I can do. Bet your life there's something killing you. Let's just check with them. Just want to give him like a little variety in there, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm taking just a little bit of the yellow. Since he's like the most forward, I think, really, out of all of them. It's a little like Cringer. Come on, who knows Cringer is? Raise your hands. Like it. Welcome to my breakdown. I hope I didn't scare you. That's just the way we are when we fall down. We sweat and laugh and scream here, 'cause life is just a dream here. You know inside you feel right at home. Yeah. Welcome to my breakdown. Whoa. Welcome to my nightmare. Yeah. I'm still tasting the hamburgers I had there. Dinner. Jesus. I don't know if I'll be going all the way to 10:30 tonight. Only because kind of want to have a snack before I go to bed. If I'm going to snack, that means I got to clean up nicely. Alright, now he's holding something in his hand. I gotta remember that. He's got something funky in his hand. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I really don't know what he's got. I'm assuming it's some sort of etching tool. As there were etching tools, again, at least what I assume they are. Welcome to my nightmare. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel right along. With sweat and laugh and scream here. Where's life is just a dream here. I know inside you feel right at home. Stop it, I know there's updates. Welcome to my breakdown. Is it bad I remember Alice Cooper's version of this from the Muppet Show? Much other shit as I don't remember. I remember the monsters and all that stuff. Much shit falls out of my head. That sticks around. I don't know. Maybe I should keep this shit going here. Yeah, last time I was listening to nothing but classical music. Not singing along, nothing. I got, what, 2 new followers last week? The last session? Well, I got 1 after the session ended, I believe. Hold on, I'll remember who you are. Hold on. I don't want to ever, like, let that slide either. Angry walls that steal the air. Let's see here. Up to 20 followers now, and I want to make sure that's on mute down there. Don't stop. Oh, okay. Somebody else joined in. So I got Wu Day. All right. Shinji, not wrong. And Fresco Extra Live. And I'm still talking. I don't want to talk. I'm not watching me. Windows red, I have a pair. That's cool. So I missed Woody. I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't during this session. If I did, I apologize. Well, I should have heard it because it's loud. Well, I made a mistake. Oh shit! I'm back to it. I don't want to be back there. Go back to the dashboard. I just gave myself credit for watching myself. But there we go. Alright, let's get some of these bad boys in here. Once we're done this little bad boy. A few highlights on the guy, do the eyes, the details. I think this ready to get on the figures. Some of these guys, if you look at the original from Goya, there's not a lot of heavy detail on them. They're just sort of scribbles, and that's about it. I mean, it's an etching again. It runs into different issues than we have doing it as a painting. We have other advantages that we get to pull off. So 6 of one, half dozen the other. As I was saying earlier, we were watching the first episode of Luke Cage season 2 the other night, like literally last night, I should say. I had to laugh at the opening bit when he walks in the I got like a heroin manufacturing. And he's like, he stands there in front of him like, come on, guys. And they're like, we gotta try, and he's like, all right. And he clicks the thing so the music starts playing. I was like, I do that with my headphones. I'm like Luke Cage, except not near as bulletproof or strong. Cool. Kindness is not a phase. Field of pain is where I grace. Serenity is far away. So my reflection cried. So little hope that I died. Oh, the lies open wide. Weight on my heart, not the size. I don't mind, yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind, yeah. I don't mind. Cross my mind, yeah. I don't. Let's try to flatten out the brush again. What I want is to pray. On your knees, time to pray. I think he's just going to get the yellow screen. Oh, you know what? No, shit, he can't because he's yellow screen face. So he's going to have to get a bit of yellow. Let's just throw a touch on there. Actually, no. Throw a touch of the yellow ochre. So he's got different. It's got a very Nigel Feldman. No, Nigel Thornberry. Nigel Thornberry knows there. Smashing. If anybody wants to add a GIF comment on that, that'd be hot. Sending another dragon down the hole, digging into the rhythm and the echo of a solitary spinal portal pushes me along desperate. So we our last over. Someone feed the monkey while I dig in search of China. Why does Dracula as I approach the bottom? So we has my ear to tail, never hear a word you say. On the side solace and some peace of mind, whatever, just as long as I don't feel so desperate. So we're gonna have a funky good time. We're gonna have a funky good time. Have a funky good time. We gotta take 'em high. Yeah. Take 'em high. Yeah. Yeah. I know, it's like Scuttle singing. I know. Fred? Fred? I'm not manufacturing any white out, do I? Huh. That's alright. Just put a little bit there. So I got a little cerulean and a little French ultramarine. Just to make it, like, a little dim. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Like way up yonder. Take it. Take it. Take it. Down, I gotta get deep. Let me get down, I gotta get down deep. Funky D. The funky D. good time, alright. We gonna have a good time. Oh, sing it back. Want so much. Yeah. Alright, we're jamming. We're jamming. We can do it anyhow. Neither night will see you through. Jamming till the jam is through. We're jamming. Jamming. And I hope this jam is gonna last. Nobody look us up, but now we need to head. No, we won't bow. On us now. Children us unite. We're jamming. We're jamming. Wow, wow, wow. I'm gonna jam it with you. We're jamming. To love that now exists is the love I can't resist. So jam by my side. We're jamming, we're jamming. We're jamming, we're jamming. We're jamming, we're jamming. You know what? I gotta go in and give the kids kisses goodnight. I gotta go in there in a sec here. We're gonna try to get across. So we're gonna have to go back in there. Nice. Building a religion. A limited edition. Useless. It is useless to resist it. It is burning, but he never seems to ash. He is living comfort evil. That looks a little like a temple owl. Business he is calling you, dude. Not do is tomorrow, and tomorrow today. It's the house of it's about your party. He is calling you, dude. Do you believe in the one who hides the light shine on the boot hill of your mind? Matter if you're free, doesn't matter if you're fat. You think yourself like a sultan in your onion head hat. Building a religion. King and figure. Some do saying. Hasted corporate events. People drink Pepsi, some people drink Coke. The wacky morning DJ says democracy's a joke. And said, do you believe? Do you believe in the one who vanished? All right. So let's see here. Oh, no, wrong one. I hit the right side. All right, stop that for a second. I'm gonna be all right back. Now it's back. Okay. Something's popping. I don't know what the hell that was. I hope it's not my portable air conditioner in here, because right now I don't need this fucking thing to die. I found what I'd like to replace it with, but it's like $430. Because it's an portable air conditioner with more BTU. And, like this is a 9,000. And that one's got 14,000. So it would cover this room. It'd be a lot better. And then it's also, what's it called? It's also a heater and a dehumidifier. So it's like, it has like so many purposes. I would be like, oh, I could use that so well. If the heater's even half as strong, as the air conditioners, then I'd be in fucking heaven. So usually I'm sitting here with the little space heater like right next to me, freezing my ass off. You'll see that come in the wintertime. I have like no insulation in here at all. And there's no real room for it either. Unfortunately. So, kind of foobarred. Alright. So, I hope everyone had a good 4th. My wife and my youngest went to the pool today. They had like a thing going on down there. And my son and I stayed here. He was playing his Jurassic Park game with Scott. Little word to the wise. I know it's an imaginary game and all, but if you ever get the chance to go to my son's Jurassic World Park, or whatever the hell it's called, don't. He's had a couple of incidents, we'll say, where the dinosaurs have gotten out. He tried to tell me, as I was joking around with his one friend came over, and said, if you ever get a chance to go, don't. And he goes, I've only had 4 escapes today, and only 2 of them turned deadly. I was like, oh, good. So only 50% of the time, someone died. Yeah. Okay. Let's start running that up the safety records, Let's go over, your park versus how many times the creatures from It's a Small World jumped off and started killing passengers. It's funny, a buddy of mine, when he went down to Disney, his family was on It's a Small World and the boat got stuck. That was only like a few moments, they said. It was, it's not one where they had to do an in-attraction, how do they refer to it? There's a phrase Disney uses, I can't think of what it is. But, an in-show exit, that's what it is, an in-show exit, I think. He said the boat just stuck for a little bit, and then they started moving again. And I was like, son of a bitch, man, I would have gotten out and fucking started beating the shit out of those dolls with another. Like, I just ripped one doll up, started beating the hell out of the other ones with it. Get me out of here! Yeah, I can't take that ride. It was one of the ones that, when I was talking about Disney earlier, that we actually did get my daughter on, but Christ, I hate that ride. I hate that ride with a passion. And look, I consider myself a fan of and someone who studied Disney fairly well. So I know how much he liked that ride as, a message and whatnot. No, thank you. It's on those moments where it's like, you know, if I was given the option to like cut off my balls and never go on it right again, I wouldn't cut off my balls, but I sure would think about it. I'd be sitting there going, well, I'm not planning on having any more kids. I'm sure my wife would step in. They're mine now. You don't get to make a decision. But anyway. Okay, yes, dear. Don't yell. When you yell, I get the dookie. I keep looking for more in this guy's face, but every time I look back at him, like, hey, there actually isn't much in there. Like, I look at the Goyas, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess we did kind of get it all there, didn't we? There's not really a whole lot to do. So it's just him. I guess, Screech Owl back here. And then we got some whiskers, I think. The whiskers might have to wait. What the fuck? You fucking put whiskers on the goddamn owl? Alright. Right here. Right here. He put whiskers on the fucking owl. Oh, fucking hell. Alright, so the whiskers have to be put off for a little bit. Hell, they may become the thing that, like I said, if I can come in here on Friday, that might be literally all we do. Just throw in some whiskers on them real quick. Because it's something I'd like to wait. Like, if you saw when I did the portrait of Wilma, it goes a lot smoother if you give them a little bit of time before you have to go throwing whiskers on something. You know, I mean, that's just logical. If you gotta put whiskers on, you know, they're going to be a couple quick dashes. But if you gotta try to get it done, like, over top of really, 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 really wet paint, you know, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a bad time. Would it be pretty at this juncture? So I guess that means we have 1 or 2 whiskers for this cat, right? I think there's 1 or 2. Yeah. A couple for this guy, and now apparently a few for the owl, which I don't fucking understand. I'm half tempted to leave them, but it's now. Since we got that done, part of me wants to go with the Carmine, but instinctively I'm thinking the alizarin's going to hold better. Carmine's very good. It's very utilitarian for me. Like, it does a lot of stuff. Blends in nicely. Mixes well. You know, it doesn't let anything, like, it doesn't take over any colors per se. Like, it just sort of, you know, goes in together with them, you know. But I'm thinking the alizarin's going to hold up in the drawing part of this. This gentleman here, our crying gentleman. See, I learned this doing it with the Delacroix, and I keep meaning to do it more often, even in my own paintings, of taking a little bit of that extra time and, you know, kind of redoing my drawing. It'd be smart, but again, I've never claimed to be a smart man, so. Maybe that goes like up this way, actually. That's gonna be his pants. Kind of let that go with that. Makes it a nice little. First, it makes it easy to follow, kind of later on, as you're trying to get through everything, rather than trying to like squint at the pencil marks. And sometimes just kind of covers your own ass. You know, you leave a little space, and now suddenly it's filled space. You know what I mean? His hair-wise, I think what we're gonna do. Actually, no, I'm gonna throw in a couple of red highlights in there. It'll make sense in a little while, but just a few. What I want to do, I think, is I have a color I like to use a lot, especially for, you know, dark brown hair. It's a mixture, usually of French ultramarine, and burnt umber. Burnt sienna works as well, depending on how dark a tone you're looking for. And it makes it just very, very almost black color. Like visually, it almost comes across as perfect black. You know, if you use it in the right quantities. Primarily sticking with hair or something small like that. Once it goes in a larger quantity, like I look at my last breath, it does become very brown. But if you use it right, like I said, you use it in the right quantities, it'll become a very very dark tone. But it has that hint of either, depending on whether you leave more blue or brown into it. It'll give you that nice little tones of whichever color, like I said, you leave in. And see this, since we already did a little bit with the purple, the was it the ultramarine violet? As we do it again with the alizarin, we're gonna get some nice tones. A little too much on the brush, but I'm going to work with it. So it's time to stop down too. I'm going to shut it down. That's alright, we're going to try to wrap up just a little bit more. this one done. So just have to get the outlines in. You'd be surprised at how much that's going to put us ahead. I think what I'm going to do too tomorrow is we're going to come in. I'm not going to make him my priority. I'm actually going to focus instead on the desk and flooring, I think that'll be a little wiser. This is definitely a race to the finish, man. I don't know whether I can get this done before my vacation. I really want to try to. But at the same point, I have to be careful. I can't, I can't stay up late Friday trying to finish this, knowing I have to be on the road and driving for several hours the next day, It's going to be at least probably 6 to 7 hours on the road. Just because I know we're doing the Skyline Drive, you know what I mean? We're going to hit the... try to pick that up near the beginning of it, and then follow that down to Luray. So we got a ways to go. Alrighty. That's gonna be like a gold trim, I believe, is what I had planned. So I'm just gonna kind of wrap it there, I think. All right, that's going to be it for tonight. I got to get in. Like I said, I'd like a little bit of ice cream, I think, before bed, just to help cool me down, because it's hot as fucking balls in this room. So, hopefully I get in here a little early tomorrow, 7:30, if not sooner. Knowing my luck, the commute will try to keep me from getting here sooner, so I'm just going to try to bed on 7:30. And, yeah, see what we can get done. See if we can do more and try to get ahead of this thing a little bit, Like I said, I think if I focus on getting that done, the last of the background elements, so to speak, I think it'll give us a better shot of finishing it completely. So, because it'll be easy to get caught up in the freaking details, you know what I mean? And then I'll end up wasting a lot of time on them, and then all this shit will be left open. Whereas if I do it the other way, I might be able to pop through them a little faster. It'll be easier to kind of wrap it in my head of what I want to do. So, that's all. Have a good night. Peace.